Now, we've just recently had our national elections, and if there's one thing we can agree on, social media is the new battleground for politics. We've all seen it. The countless posts bashing one candidate over the other, the countless books and research papers being thrown left and right. But if there's one thing especially prevalent this year, it's the topic of historical revisionism, specifically in the context of Philippine history and especially surrounding our current president, Marcos Jr. So then, we must ask the question, how did this come to be? And what were some of the ways such a subversive narrative managed to spread? Well, let's discuss. And now, first, it must be said, underhanded tactics in politics such as what we've seen in this year's elections are not unique by any means. Such have been around ever since politics was a thing. But what makes our case especially interesting is how these techniques evolved to take advantage of current technology. Social media and the internet have been a medium for political discussion for quite some time now, but it's only in recent times that we've seen the widespread emergence of such deliberate and targeted attacks to disinform the public. But first, a definition. Disinformation is the deliberate attempt to spread false information knowingly with the express intent to deceive. Now, say for example, I know that the burger shop just down the street are trash. I know they're not good. I've eaten there. The patties are only cooked on one side and the buns are flatter than Kansas, but I tell you to try them out anyway because they're pretty good. Then you know I'm trying to disinform you. Now, on the other hand, we have misinformation with an M. The key difference here is that there is no intention to deceive. If, say, I haven't tried those burgers out from before, I wouldn't have known any better. I'd just tell you to try them out because, hey, burgers. Now, of course, there are more methods out there, but we'll just limit ourselves to these two for now. Another thing we shall talk about is bias, or simply put, a conscious or subconscious predisposition to something. For example, I'm biased towards blue. If you present me with a choice between two colors, well, you can bet I'm on the blue team. But when this bias gets applied in politics, well, that's where things get tricky, you see. Bias plays a huge role in what information we choose to consume and how we choose to interpret it. If I'm biased towards candidate A, you can bet that I'm more willing to listen to news reports that paint said candidate in a positive light. And conversely with candidate B. However, this is when disinformation and misinformation comes in. You see, these two very much play into our own biases. We may treat positive news for a candidate we support with much less scrutiny than that of which we are against. News sites are inherently biased with what they choose to cover and how they choose to cover it. And over on social media, these have been absolutely prevalent during the last election cycle. And a whole host of other factors have been attributed to its success, which will be discussed in the next section.